If you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe. Today I am playing Criminal Syndicate with Kingpin as the leader, Bullseye, Green Goblin, Black Cat, Kraven the Hunter, and Mysterio. This is my first time playing Criminal Syndicate. I really chose them because I wanted to try out the new 2-point Bullseye. So I'm really excited to play this game and we'll see how it goes. My team tactic cards are Advanced R&D, The Grand Illusion, Cruelty, All According to Plan, and Shadow Organization. I've seen Andy play the Criminal Syndicate cards before. They seem really good, so I hope I have the same success, and we'll see how it goes.
This week I am playing the Midnight Suns, so they're being led by Blade, bringing Dr. Voodoo, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and Clea along, even though she is not a Midnight Sun herself. This is one of the new affiliations that I've been really wanting to play for quite a while, ever since they were released. They seem very much my cup of tea as far as the characters who are in the organization or the affiliation, and kind of overall how they play. So I'm super excited to see them on the table. Like I said, Clea, she's one of the characters that came out recently. She looks I like her backstory. I think she fits in the Midnight Suns, even though she's not technically in the comics with them. So we'll see how that goes. My team tactics are Bats the Ghost Hound, Siege of Darkness, Seance, Deal with the Devil, and Advanced R&D. So most of these cards that are new to the affiliation, never played before. Siege of Darkness is basically Wakanda Forever, so that's going to be awesome, especially with this team. Deal with the Devil, it's a Ghost Rider specific card. Advanced R&D, just overall good. I'm going to need all my little tricks because I know how Criminal Syndicate plays, and I know how Nikki plays, and she's going to give me a tough fight today. So I'm excited to see how this goes, and let's see.
Hello, Nikki.
Hello, Andy.
So, what are we doing here today?
Well, I am playing Criminal Syndicate for the first time. I really wanted to play Bullseye. So first we thought Cabal, but then somebody suggested Criminal Syndicate. So
That sounds like a good idea to me, too.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing in Midnight Suns. I've been wanting to try them for a while. I finally got enough painted, and I brought Clea to join the fun and escapades, if you will.
The shenanigans.
The shenaniganry. So you did win priority.
Okay, so going with Kingpin first. He just seems very solid.
You're not used to moving people with a short template either.
I know. I kept getting like, what? This one's short too? Yeah, never played Criminal Syndicate before, but definitely looked forward to doing this.
Yeah, and it's intimidating because I am used to playing them, and I know what they can do. So, and I wasn't 100% sure what Midnight Suns could do. So this was kind of an experiment for me.
We're both a little out of our comfort zone here, Andy.
A smidgen. So Dr. Voodoo, who I have come to love after this game, he's just a lot of fun. He's going to pick up that cube and
Is it a cube or a fragment?
It's a fragment. It's a cosmic cube fragment, so we're both right.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure that I was contesting that portal because you're very obnoxious with your portal contesting abilities.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Criminal Syndicate, I guess.
Yes, it is.
All right, Mysterio. Really didn't know what to do with him. It just seemed like no matter where I put him, he was going to be vulnerable.
Yeah, he's not exactly the easiest, and plus, you put him right there with good old Dr. Voodoo, who has probably the highest mystic defense on my team.
Yeah.
So
maybe not my brightest moment.
Well, again, he's not easy to figure out.
There really didn't seem to be a good spot for him.
Right.
So.
All right, so I'm doing my multiple personalities roll with Moon Knight. That wild means I get +2 to my attack dice if I'm in range of anybody, which both Mysterio and Black Cat are stealthed. So, not going to be too much of a target-rich environment here. So, I'm just going to come over here and mosey my way over there.
I like to mosey.
Mosey on a Sunday.
Always a good idea to mosey on a Sunday.
This was a Sunday, and we did mosey.
Yes. That's usually when we play our games on Sunday. All right, Black Cat.
All right, so you just played Advanced R&D.
Yes, I played Advanced R&D. I took power from, I believe, Bullseye and Craven.
Yep.
And I did that so I could do my thing that you hate, Andy.
Yeah, this was really... I didn't expect her to be able to get power that quick in the game. I should have been wiser.
My strategy was really to get as many points early on as I could.
So she just did Master Cat Burglar there. And stole my cube!
You were not pleased with me.
I was very unpleased with you.
And there's one of your favorite characters, Andy.
And he has become quite a badass with this update. Unexpected, but he is pretty spectacular, especially in the defense department now.
Okay, so Green Goblin, and I have played Green Goblin before, and the updated version too, I believe.
Correct, you have.
I don't know if we actually aired that game. I think it was like
no, I don't
just
think
one that we played.
Yeah.
But I loved him. I thought he was really good.
There's Blade. Blade's going to move up there. So, yeah, what's really annoying about playing Criminal Syndicate, against them, I should say, is you do really have to stack up if you want to deny them points. And that's pretty difficult when you're outnumbered, first of all.
Yeah.
So, that's...
I know, every time I play against you with Criminal Syndicate, I lose.
Yeah, you have to really...
They're really hard.
And there's good old Bullseye.
Oh, yeah. I was excited to play Bullseye.
Now 2 points, and that really did make a difference in this game. We were kind of talking about that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It allowed you to bring 6 people to this match. So you were kind of figuring out what you wanted to do. You talked about jumping on the roof, and then you talked about flinging your throwing knives.
So many decisions.
So many.
I didn't know what to do. And Andy gets irritated with me when I think.
My arm gets tired from holding the camera after a while. So.
I'm measuring, Andy. Be patient.
So what did you ultimately decide to do, Nikki?
Well, I decided that since I'm standing there, I might as well attack Ghost Rider, and I can always move up on the building later.
I mean, who does that with Bullseye?
I feel like that was a good decision to attack Ghost Rider.
Seriously.
This did not start the game off on a positive note for Andy.
It did not.
We had a stressful first couple of rounds.
All right, so Clea, I had to decide if I wanted to attack with her or try to contest that portal. Ultimately, I decided to go ahead and attack. Start whittling away whittling away on Kingpin to deny you that leadership ability, hopefully earlier than later. So I'm using the Demon Claws of Denek.
I feel like for that name, it should have more dice.
It really
sounds
should.
awful.
But it did what I needed it to do, which was make you bleed. That's why I brought Clea. She is to make people bleed next to Blade. Bleeding next to Blade.
All right, Craven. And I have played Craven before, and I really like him.
Yes.
So I'm getting him up front and center.
And I kind of knew you were going to do this as well. So basically you had 4 people up there, or 4 people's worth if you came all the way up. But somebody decided to attack Blade first.
Well, if I moved up, it wouldn't have mattered. Kingpin already had it.
Right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So you did a damage, which actually I'm 100% okay with. And why, you may ask, Nikki?
Oh, yeah, he could move
After that attack.
after that attack. That's right.
Right.
I forgot about that.
So, like I said, all in all, that's not too bad because I've got Vampiric Immortality. So you were bleeding. I actually got my health back from that, and I got a power. And I got another power from being hurt. So, yeah, Blade is 100% okay. Not the greatest start, but not too bad. But the score is 6-1.
All right, round 2. So this round, I'm going to start out with a little bit of fun. I'm going to start with advanced R&D, and I'm going to take 1 from Ghost Rider and 1 from Blade and give 2 to Dr. Voodoo. And then I'm going to play Siege of Darkness. So that is basically the Wakanda Forever version for Midnight Suns. I have 4 people who are Midnight Suns. So starting with Ghost Rider, I'm going to do a Chains of Damnation onto Green Goblin. And here we go. All right, so not the most astounding starts there, but we got 3 more people. So now it's Blade versus Kingpin. Using Katana. Much better roll. Yeah.
That was good.
That was very good. Yep.
So if it wasn't for the fact that you take off 1 damage...
Good for you, bad for me.
Yeah, that would have been a really good attack. But unfortunately, my Pierce does nothing to that. So now I'm going to go with Dr. Voodoo versus Black Cat. He's going to do Spirit Venom on her. I sapped you from 1 power, but no damage. And then the bow staff on Moon Knight, from Moon Knight onto Black Cat. I messed up here. I should have re-rolled that blank. That's the ability with the bow staff. You can re-roll your attack dice. So I should have done that. But now we're going to do my normal attacks. Again, I started with Ghost Rider. So we're doing Chains of Damnation onto Green Goblin. Did not do well.
You seem a little frustrated there.
I'm quite frustrated at this point. Finally, I get a decent attack off. And she doesn't manage to block at all. So that was happy days for me. But yeah, 3 attacks for damage to Green Goblin.
Sorry. I don't know what to say, Andrew. Kingpin versus Blade. This is Hail to the King. Kingpin had a bit of power. Oh, that was kind of crappy.
Yeah, about 3 skulls for my defense roll.
Yeah. And I guess this
Yeah, you throw.
Yeah. And he's also staggered, which I find out later doesn't matter.
It does, just not a whole lot. And we'll find out why in a second. But you did stagger me, yeah.
Okay, throwing him at Clea.
Who basically took most of it. And then you played Cruelty on Blade.
So 2, 3.
But luckily I have supernatural senses, so I was able to get...
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, block
We
all of
blocked
that.
it all. Cane laser.
Cane Laser.
You sound a little bit like Dr. Evil when you say that.
And I took 2 damage on that one. And then Cane Laser on Clea. So it took another damage
took
on her.
1, yeah.
Good attack for you. But you were bleeding and
I'm
you
dazed.
dazed. So I use my half-breed in... Let's see, what's that ability called again?
Half-blood.
Yeah, half-blood physiology. And I paid a power to shake the shake, or to remove the shake. Now I'm going after Craven.
But Craven looks like he's turning on Kingpin there.
I know, it's glorious.
That's the bad thing about being a bad guy.
Well, see, you never pose your people towards me, so I feel like that's maybe something you're trying to tell me. So, yeah, not great start there. But he's bleeding now, which is kind of the important thing. So for Knight of the Dampier, if you have somebody bleeding already, you can re-roll your attack dice. And Nikki just pointed out, why did I just pick up a crit? I don't know.
I think it was a hit, actually. I don't know, but it was a success. So
yeah. So yeah, my luck is just continuing on at that point. But you're bleeding.
okay, I figure I better do something with Black Cat. She's standing there, flipping there, whatever, looking very vulnerable. So she is going to do Cat Claws first, and that got me nowhere.
Yeah, blocked him. Even with the pierce.
And now she's going to do Troublemaker, and my thought is, if I roll a wild, which I'm hoping, I can move away, which is what I want to do.
And it staggers me.
Right, that's right, yeah. And that was a really good roll.
Obnoxiously good roll there. So, yeah,
So
you hit
4.
me for 4.
Yeah, and you're staggered, and I can move away.
Man, that would have been insult to injury if you had scored that last hit, because that would have taken him down
Yeah.
to dazed.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's go with Clea. Now, Clea she's, I don't think the easiest person in the world to play. She's got some nifty mechanics, but she's not a heavy hitter. And that's kind of the key.
I actually thought she did pretty well during this game. I don't know about this specific attack.
The icy tendrils of Icthalon.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds impressive.
I did A damage with the icy talons of Icthalon. But I did slow and stun you. So I guess there's that. Bump in the Night. Love this leadership ability.
That's a really handy leadership.
Yes, it is. So moved up a smidgen.
Craven's still trying to kill Kingpin.
Okay. So now Clea is going to attack one more time. Just the Demon Claws of Dunnock this time.
So 2, or we get to reroll.
Yeah, that's the Calypso elixir.
So 1.
1, yes, 1. So that activation token should not be on Mysterio. We apologize. I missed that when I was cleaning up.
We missed it, Andy. This was pathetic.
I felt I deserved it at this point
Yeah.
for all the crap that happened
It
during this
made
round.
Andy feel a little better.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got absolutely nowhere with this. So definitely won't be putting Mysterio by...
Dr. Voodoo.
yeah.
All right, so my multiple personalities, I just scored extra power from that shield, which gives me enough to do a bump in the night. So I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I was like, dang it.
Because, yeah, I was just out of 3 at this point.
I had placed her so carefully out of your evil clutches.
So, yeah, now I can use the crescent blades on you. Which is like the batarang, but not. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I used Avatar of Khonshu on you. That's right. I was going to use... Yeah, I should have just used...
Wow. That was bad. I know. This is... if you notice, the camera is getting more and more... shaky and just kind of, like, unstable. It's because Andy's getting ticked off. Okay, Kukri strike on Clea.
I just love how you got all perky with that. And here we go.
So what was that?
Kukri, you dazed Clea.
Okay, and now, and she had a cube.
Cube, yeah. So you just...
Yeah.
You basically just took it. But you didn't daze... So you just took a damage from bleed, and you didn't hurt Blade. Small favors there. So now, Dr. Voodoo, moving up.
Poor Black Cat.
No, not poor Black Cat. There's nobody poor on your team.
Bullseye probably is on a budget.
Right. So Spirit Venom on her. Yeah.
She's lucky this game for sure. All right, Green Goblin, who I really enjoy playing.
Yeah. Maybe not the best matchup against Ghost Rider, but...
Yeah, Andy was like, you should have put Kingpin there and Green Goblin in the middle because...
I was immune to basically all your status
right,
attacks.
yeah. But, I don't know those characters yet, so I'm going to give myself a break on that.
Yeah. Well, you took me down just enough to daze me there, so I dropped my cube. And you were out of power there, but... Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't pick up the cube. Oh, did I?
Oh, you did with Bullseye. You just...
Oh, that's why I moved Bullseye over there.
Yeah.
Yes, Goblin couldn't do it.
So, for those who are keeping tally, Nikki just scored another 6 points to bring us to 12-2 for this round.
But never fear.
Yeah.
Andy is not out of this game.
This game is actually not over yet. Not by a long shot.
Things are about to get interesting.
I did get a little frustrated by this point, but yeah.
Oh, he was about to call it.
I really was.
And I was like, no, you can still win.
And just wait. Things are about to pick up for the Midnight Suns. Join us, if you will. All right, round 3.
Round 3. And I am playing all according to plan so that I will take initiative.
Take priority, yeah. So ugh. I did not need that, Nikki.
I know. That was kind of mean of me, but you wouldn't respect me if I didn't play my best, Andy.
Actually, I was just waiting for the game to end at this point, so... But yeah, this round, it's kind of an interesting round, people.
It is.
So you forgot that you had expert tracker on me, and we do remember that before we finished this.
And then I almost rolled your...
Yes.
I was like, whoops. I was just kind of...
I was like, no, that's my die. So that's Calypso Elixir, and then this is the expert tracker. So...
Yep.
1 damage.
Spear thrust.
Now you're thrusting a spear into poor old Blade there.
As one does.
As one does.
So 4. And you blocked 1.
Yep.
So 3.
No, not yet, Nikki.
Oh.
I'm going to use my supernatural senses.
Oh, you have supernatural senses?
Doesn't do me any good. But you just bled out there, which is the good news. So you're dazed. And now Ghost Rider is going against Green Goblin. Not exactly successful last round. Let's see if I can do any better. Chains of Damnation. It's a good attack. Or not.
I think you were just wanting to throw the camera at me at this point.
Pretty much. So Penance Stare finally
That did it.
good.
That did it.
That finally dazed you, yeah. And that was actually key, because that means Green Goblin was no longer going to be able to do anything objective-wise.
All right, Black Cat. She is always vulnerable, so I'm going to do with her what I can. All right, so 2.
2.
And you're staggered.
Yep. 2 and staggered.
Wow. Cat claws came through. So you blocked 2. So you
Yep.
took 2.
Took 2. I'm on 1 at this point, I believe. Barely hanging in there, but I'm hanging in there. So Vapor's a Dormammu. It's a nice little teleport. Allowed me to get up to that building. So I am going to target good old Bullseye there. He's got something I want. Yep, I'm in range. So I believe we're going to do the Demon Claws of Dennek.
Well, it's pretty good, Andy.
Until you roll. She has 2 dice to block that. Yet she blocks like 3/4 of the damage. So then I get another. Thank goodness. Thank you for rolling that for once. So I did finally daze you, which is key because you had a cube, which I took, fragment. And then I used Bump of the Night to go to the bottom and grab that other cube. So I have 2 cubes on Clea. But unfortunately, Kingpin activates next.
Okay, so street level negotiations. What? Oh, he threw her.
Yep.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. Hail to the king.
I have 2 defense for my physical. For
Well,
physical attacks.
I
yeah.
didn't roll very well, but
Neither did I. Thank God you didn't roll any. Well, actually, no. Here comes the headbutt.
that's
Yeah.
much better.
That's it. So I actually rolled pretty well, but ultimately, to no avail. She's dazed. So Dr. Voodoo's up, and it's time to play a little bit of the portal game here. So I'm going to use Bump of the Night. First of all, I had to remove Stagger. I'm going to use Bump of the Night to move myself closer to the portal there, and try to teleport to the middle, which thank goodness I do. Now that's the problem, though. I have a big base. I can't get to the that 1 cube fragment there, but what I can do is attack Kingpin because good old Craven again is dazed here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the staff of, I believe it's called Legba. Now, this has a fun effect that if you roll wilds, you can cause extra damage if they have power. Unfortunately, you had no power on you, so that didn't do me any good. I only ended up doing 1 damage, I think, because of your... you reduced damage by 1. I would have actually scored an extra damage had you had power on you. So that was not as effective as I wanted it to be. And you're like, well, why didn't you use the Daniel token on Kingpin here? Because that would have made him not be able to hold the portal. A, it would have weakened me, and B, I couldn't do this. So when I have the Daniel token on me, I can throw size 3. So that's what I did. I threw Kingpin into the tree, caused a little bit more damage, and I'm much happier now.
Thanks for that explanation, Andy.
You're welcome.
All right, Mysterio, who's been completely useless, is going down here.
I don't know if I could handle if he was any more useful, though.
Right?
But you are right. He's pretty useless there. That's what it felt like, Nikki. So, multiple personalities. I rolled the wild, which gives me 2 to my attack dice, which couldn't have come at a better time. So, Black Cat is right up, right there first. I'm going to throw some throwing crescents at her.
And Nikki's going to block the hell out of that, but luckily she was only on 1 stamina. That was enough to daze her. And now and she had that cube fragment, which I was happy to grab from her. And now I'm eyeing old Mysterio there, and he's in bow range, which means I can re-roll my dice. And I've got 6 dice to roll. So let's see if my luck holds out here. I need 4 damage to daze him. And he is in range to contest the portal, so he would get it right now. Luckily, again, bow staff, you get a reroll your attack dice. Which is awesome. So I just dazed him. I did remove his Mystic Defense right there, so I should have studied that first. So I scored 6 points this round, Nikki, and I think you only got 1. So
I think you owe me an apology, Andy.
not yet. The game is not over yet, but I did make a nice little
comeback. I put up with
comeback.
way too much of your grumpiness.
Well, that last round was a lifesaver, a lifeline. But you still have priority now because of you playing all according to plan.
Yep.
And now you're doing your unstable psyche roll for Green Goblin. And you're playing Shadow Organization.
I wanted to play that on Black Cat and Bullseye, but it ended up just being Bullseye because I was wanting Black Cat to have enough power to pick those cubes up.
Yeah, because I dropped them during the power up phase with Moon Knight.
Yeah. That was a tough decision. I wasn't sure what to do, but... Alright, Expert Tracker on Blade. Okay, Kukri Strike.
You did really well with Kraven this game. I was rather impressed with just everything you were able to pull off with him. So
I think he was just in a good position.
he was in a great position.
So
yeah.
that's what he likes.
If someone doesn't push him around, so he gets the Kukri Strike and then the Spear Thrust,
that's where he shines.
That's where he shines. Yeah. And you threw Expert Tracker. So I'm going to use my supernatural senses here. I have to. And luckily I was able to block that damage.
Alright, Spear Thrust. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 so far.
Blocking 1.
5.
And there's your elixir, Calypso elixir. But I'm also going to use supernatural.
So 6.
6. Using supernatural senses to reroll my dodge. So I took 4. Yeah.
We can do math, Andy.
Yay! So I'm doing Seance, which basically allows me to treat my crits on Dr. Voodoo. I can roll 2 dice instead of just 1. Because I figured I was going to need it this round. And that's for defense, not for attacks. So here we go. I was able to successfully teleport back to that portal. And I'm like, hey, Black Cat.
I was like, no!
I was still thinking you'd played Shadowy Organization, so I was like, I'm in 2, and you're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it mattered to me. So.
I love how you just have your shoes out there, Andy, that I keep seeing. It's
Well, where am I going to put them?
Well, you don't see my shoes laying around the table. I'm just saying.
If you want to, you can put your shoes there next time. That's how I interpret that conversation. So, Spirit Venom, I sapped a power from you with that wild. Slowly starting to whittle you away. Not the best, so you're down to 1 stamina. Frustrating. And I will call it out. Nikki's like, you have a throw, don't you? I'm like, yes. Yes, I do have a throw. I was going to be so ticked off if you rolled this, but you didn't. So you finally got taken out with a building.
Tell you what, Black Cat was very lucky that game. She lasted a while.
Quite a while, yeah. So here we go with, I think you're going to get Kingpin.
Kingpin. Moving him up with his short...
Powerfully
move.
built legs.
It takes him a while to get there.
He's like a wizard. He gets there when he wants to.
And I was having a hard time deciding And I was like, oh, Blade had expert tracker. Can't anybody
Yeah.
add a dice with
Everybody
that?
go attacks in this round.
So I was like, oh, maybe I should have done Blade. But anyway, I did Clea. Hail to the king.
So rude. She's a lady. And you're going to throw her around like she's garbage. I take offense to that.
Oh, you just take that offense, Andy.
Taking offense as I slam your head into the wall. So, yeah.
I think that was 2
Yeah.
damage.
Mhm.
What are you going to do, Andy?
All right. Let's try this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking, I forgot that he had, when I say he, Bullseye.
Oh, yeah, you were going to go after Bullseye.
Because, yeah, Green Goblin to a degree is a lesser threat as far as points go, because he can't score him anymore. Obviously, he can hurt Ghost Rider, but then I realized I can't see him, so don't waste any power here.
Because of Shadow Organization.
Yeah.
I was really glad I'd played that.
That was a good play. By the way, all this time, Ghost Rider has been getting power from everybody who's gotten hurt. And by the way, I got hurt a lot in this game. He was pretty much maxed out the entire game. So, Penance Stare, really good throw, good roll for me. And that was thanks to the Unstable Psyche that I was able to throw so many dice at that. But alas, she still blocked 3, so I only got 2 damage out of that. Luckily, you only have 5 on this side. So, Chains of Damnation. You know what? I'm just putting my chain away. I'm taking my chain and I'm going home because clearly it wasn't meant to happen today. I did go ahead and use Bats the Ghost Hound to change one of my dice to a wild, which put a hex on you. So Bats lets you change any one of your dice to any face you want to. So you are hexed, and now you're wanting vengeance for some reason.
That's what I do. All right, Knight of the Goblin.
Good roll.
So that's 5. You've blocked 2.
Down to 3.
I still have to roll for my... Oh, okay. I didn't roll for my critical. What?
You can't. You're hexed.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I did it.
It's been a long game, Andy.
It really has. And then I blocked all of that. Yay! But then you glider rammed me. And yeah, that was enough. Now here's, I admit I made a mistake. I should have done Deal with the Devil here. I should have given that to Clea. I should have probably switched out Clea, hindsight being 2020 here. But I did not. That was probably a costly mistake. But Clea has been doing a lot of good things this game too, so I have high hopes for her. In fact, she's going to go ahead and grab that cube right there. And then she's going to use the Vapors of Dormammu to say hi to her best buddy, Bullseye. Because, it's been a little while since we had last chat. She misses him.
Bullseye says, stay away, stalker.
So there we go. Vapors of Dormammu. You know that is Dormammu's daughter, right? Yep.
Oh, Clea is?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Well, she's from the Dark Dimension. I believe she's his daughter.
Well, our viewers can correct us if they know.
Yes. So, yeah, sorry, I was trying to get a good angle there. So now, luckily, he is very weak to mystic attacks. Luckily for Nikki, I'm very weak at throwing all attacks. So let's see what happens. Yeah. And then parting shot on me. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I bump in the Knight. That's such a good leadership ability. Back down. And I'm seeing my buddies down there who've been abusing her this whole game. So Clea versus Kraven. He just needs to go. But fear not, because I'm not going to send you anywhere, evidently, with 1 damage off that attack, so. But I did throw you. Orster's mighty hand into the wall over there to get you away from the that portal there. Because guess what? Blade hasn't gone yet. And Blade might have something to say to you.
What does he have to say?
You'll see.
I'm waiting.
Well, Bullseye, he's trying to be courteous and let Bullseye take his actions first. I want to make sure you remember that Hex goes with him.
Take your hex with you. All
See,
right.
this is how cocky Bullseye is. He's not even facing the people he's about to attack. He's like chatting with Green Goblin.
He can do it behind his back. Because he never misses, Andy.
He does never miss.
All right. 2. But you do your
Supernatural senses. Yeah, thank goodness for that. Blade really is a pretty awesome person. And that blocked the damage.
So I never miss.
So I took a damage.
Well done. Well done, Nikki. So now it's Blade's turn. And I guess it's debatable if I mess this up. I'm going to start with Knight of the Dampier, which he's got no bleed marker on him, so no rerolls. And with that roll, I really needed him. Because Nikki blocked it all, but he is bleeding. So I mosey up, because I do enjoy a mosey.
Is that your bump in the night that you just
I bumped
did?
in the night to move up, so now I get to reroll my attack dice. Which is good. Not too bad of a roll so far. Let's see if I can turn those into anything else. And I did. So I believe I just took out Kingpin.
Yeah, that was 5 damage, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bye-bye, Kingpin.
He's gone.
Unfortunately, I am on death's door, dazed door, with Dr. Voodoo over there.
All right, let's see what Mysterio can do. Probably nothing.
6 dice for defense is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was awful.
Well done, Mysterio. Well done. Now you're doing Curtain Call, which you woke up for, evidently.
So 4. You blocked.
And again, because of Seance, I was able to roll 2 dice for that crit, but it was not enough.
And I don't think...
You have no power.
I don't have any power, so I can't pick those up.
Yeah. So... We're getting close.
Got to see your shoes again.
Thank
that was
you.
nice.
The score is actually getting super close. It's really going to come down to this last round.
This is it, Andy.
This is it.
What is going to happen? Who is going to win?
It's anyone's game, honestly, which is awesome.
It is.
That's why I love this game to a degree. I just hate my dice rolling ability.
You have really turned things around, and it is anybody's game.
It really is,
And
yeah.
I actually think you might have a bit of an advantage at this point.
Maybe. That's debatable, but we are going to start with Moon Knight versus Mysterio. I am removing your smoke and mirrors, so you will not be able to roll 6 dice. And that was a good start. I did 3 damage you right off the bat. I'm going to do that attack again. Again, removing smoke and mirrors. I do get to reroll my dice because of Bowstaff. And luckily, that is enough. So the Godfather scene has commenced. I'm going to start cleaning up this city.
We need some like organ music in
We
the
do.
background or something. All right, Bullseye versus Clea. So 1.
Yep.
So I'm trying to get him as close to that portal as I can. and I don't make it.
You're just out, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Voodoo is going to do a portal roll, and unfortunately, I rolled that blank.
So that means I place you.
Correct.
It has to be within one of a portal, though.
Right.
And I don't know what to do. I don't want to put you down by those fragments. So yeah, I just move you over there.
Hey, buddies. So spiritual strength again allows me to pick up size 3 through Goblin at Bullseye, which KO'd Goblin. And now Bullseye's looking pretty lonely there. You do a nice dodge though. So now I'm going to Spirit Venom you. And that's enough. So I've just taken out both sides. There is only Craven left.
Wow. So Craven is going to pick up the cubes. And even though I don't show it, I'm going to move.
Yeah, so there was some confusion here. Ultimately, yeah, she had 2 actions. She could have easily gotten to that portal. So you won by a single point.
Yes.
That was a fantastic inning.
That was insane.
That was insane. Well, I almost made the comeback of the lifetime.
You did.
This close. It's, you know.
Actually, at first we thought you did win.
Yeah, so a little perspective. I miscounted round 2 and gave myself an extra point. Don't know how that happened, but
He was so happy he won, and it was all just joyful. And then during the week,
when I started doing the editing, because I always go back when I'm doing the editing to verify I counted things correctly. And like I said, somehow I gave myself, I had the score as 12-3, round 2 instead of 12-2. And yeah, that made all the difference, because what ended up happening, we thought, was round 5, it was a tie score. Going into round 6, there was no way she could have made those points back. No matter what she did, there's no way she could have scored more points than me. So we gave it to me.
yeah, you were, you're like, you won.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after the craptastic beginning to that game and the consistent failure of Ghost Rider to do much with to Green Goblin, I mean, I just, ugh.
I know.
I
was
needed
even pulling for you, Andy.
So, but that was a heck of a game.
It was.
I mean, I ultimately lost by 8 points. So
yeah, and that last, what you did, the last play, basically, where you rolled,
teleported. Yeah,
you teleported. If I hadn't been able to set you where,
yeah, you set me.
Yeah, so you would have gone to the middle. You would have got those 2 fragments.
And then just had to survive Bullseye and Green Goblin, which I feel
won.
like I could have done.
You would have won.
Yeah. So it wasn't to be, I guess. But yeah, that was an interesting game from you playing Criminal Syndicate and then me playing the Midnight Suns.
I've never had an interest in playing Criminal Syndicate. I don't know why.
You generally don't. Well, we've talked about it before. You generally don't like playing the bad guys.
I just feel like it would be really stressful to be a bad guy. Like, you're always wondering when you're going to get thrown in jail and...
Or killed.
Or killed by your friend. So it's a stressful life. Unless you're somebody like godlike, like Enchantress or Hela or something like that. I'm not into it.
Yeah. But ultimately, what did bring you into this one was Bullseye.
Yes, I was really curious about a 2-point Bullseye. And it just sounded good. So, yeah, we wanted to play Bullseye, so.
What was your verdict on Bullseye?
Really good, I thought.
Yeah,
he
is a good 2-point character.
Yeah, he does his job, and especially since I had six characters.
Yes. Because we talked about that. Would there have been a difference if you chose, let's say, Rocket? And ultimately, I do think there was. But that was, because of Shadowy because of your team tactics. Yeah.
For that particular game, I'd have to go back and watch it again. But I feel like I only had to use I Never Miss once. And
twice. You'd use it twice.
Oh, did I use it twice?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it did make a difference. He also has Hit and Run, which I think I forgot about at one point.
After the fact, we had gone through a whole thing. You're like, well, crap, I should have Hit and Run there, and I would have, yeah. So... but yeah, overall.
But yeah, I think I enjoyed playing him. So I made a couple of tactical errors, I guess, in my deployment and stuff. But
overall, it still worked in your favor, I guess. So, yeah, the Midnight Suns, I really enjoyed playing them.
They were good.
Bump in the Night is just a fantastic leadership ability, and you really don't appreciate it until you need it. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many times did I need one little bit of extra move to get to where I needed to? And it costs a power, but generally you have a power at least to do that.
Yeah, that's really good. I kind of want to play them now.
Yeah. So. And then Dr. Voodoo actually turned out to be my favorite. Blade was awesome. Clea, she did a lot, even though she's not a Midnight Sun. She did a lot of interesting things. Moon Knight is fun. Ghost Rider should be fun. I just didn't do well showing that. But Dr. Voodoo, especially if he keeps the token on him, the Spirit of Daniel token, he is just mean what he can do, or just the abuse he can take. And then we were talking about it. If I had been able to put the possession onto Kraven at the end, he would have not been able to score any of that.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was he's a fun character. I think a lot of people will be playing him out of affiliation, mm-hmm. But in affiliation, he was really good. I guess my only real regret, and the way things went, it was a minor. Was I wonder if I should have just put in Iron Fist instead of Clea, so I could have had that extra attack from Siege of Darkness. But who knows? Clea did a lot.
I felt like Clea did pretty well, though. Maybe not early on, but like later.
Later on, especially going after... She was a bullseye hunter, basically, and that worked out well.
Yeah. Once you dazed all my characters, they could only...
They were normal,
They were normal again, so... Yeah,
and I did. I mean, I almost swiped you to the man.
You did.
So that's very cool.
I mean, I feel like you should have won, but... That's just the way the dice are sometimes.
I just hope people decided to keep watching after round 2. It's like 12-2. Should we really continue this? I hope you all did. So I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably did. Because like I said, that was a meaningful comeback for me at least. And that's hard to shut you down like that. But to your point, the first 2 rounds, it's not that I didn't do any damage to you. It's just I didn't do enough to stop you.
And at the end of the round, Andy was, I'm just going to call it. And I said, no, you could still win. All my characters are this close to being dazed.
And the beginning of round 3 did not start looking very hopeful for that. But luckily, a combination of I got some good rolls in there, and then you, I think, messed up a couple rolls as far as... you rolled low, I rolled high for once.
Mysterio, that was awful. That was a terrible experience.
Well, it's just because he was facing against the guy with 6 dice.
You definitely had that side,
yeah,
like dominated. Black Cat did really well
to begin
for what she could do, but I couldn't keep her on that objective because she just can't do that. So,
but yeah, all in all, good game, really good game. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely willing to try it again. like you said, I will never take for granted. If you take Black Cat and you take advanced R&D, I am just, no. I'm going to batten down my defenses and just wait for the incoming because I know she's going to steal my token. So, well done on that play.
I surprised you once.
You did.
Never again, right?
Right. So next game we're already looking at, we are going to look into Black Order. We haven't played them in quite a while.
Yeah.
So they've updated the rules on them. Not 100% sure Creepy McCreepface, aka Ebony Maw, is going to perform like at 5 point, but I'm definitely curious to see how well he does. And then Corvus evidently is still his tweaks have not really going to affect him too bad. Well, maybe a little bit, but I think he's still going to perform well, and Thanos didn't get touched at all. So Proxima got a little bit modified by her husband and wife ability, but they should be fun. Not sure who we're going to play against though, right?
No, so you're going to play them, and so I need to figure out. I had thought maybe Asgard. What else was I thinking? Brotherhood.
Asgard. But if you've all got any suggestions on who she should bring, who you'd like to see, we'd love to know. So, any final thoughts on that probably craziest game we've ever played?
It was pretty crazy. I don't know. Don't feel too sorry for Andy.
Feel sorry for me.
Because Andy wins at life.
I win at life, but I've lost the last, 5 or 6 games against you now, so I haven't won a game against you in ages.
You won like 2 games ago.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I can't remember who we played, but
Dormammu.
The Dormammu
yeah,
game.
Okay, I won that one. That's right.
It seems like there's something else too.
That one didn't count because that was a practice game. When you played the Spider Foes.
Oh.
Yeah, I won that game.
Yeah.
But again, you were getting used to the Spider Foes, so yeah, I guess there's that. I did get that, but I did win at life because I got you.
Oh,
so,
that's sweet. But no, believe me, don't feel sorry for him. I get no, I'm not good at anything. He's good at everything.
That's not true at all.
So when I win, it's like, yay! But yeah.
You did great. So, all right. Well, like I said, let us know what you want to see. And we will get that game hopefully rolling this weekend. And looking forward to seeing how the new Black Order plays.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.